Jambo everyone, I trust you're all keeping well and safe. Karibu Sana to our 9th episode of Safari Frame by Explore Safaris. My name is Myra and Safari is our game. In this special episode, we're going to introduce to you the founder of Explore Safaris, Mr. Tufayn. He's been with us or in the industry as well for over 18 years. Karibu Sana, Tufayn.
Thank you very much, Myra. I'm very happy to be here today. You're doing a great job with this Safari Frame.
Thank you very much.
I've been getting a lot of positive vibes from most of our partners. They're enjoying watching each episode because it talks about different things.
Yeah.
Of course, to our viewers, Karibu Sana, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for encouraging us with well wishes and nice thoughts. Karibu Sana.
Thank you. So as you've been in the industry for, wow, over 18 years, well, what made you actually decide to join the industry?
Wow, this is, that's a very good question. This journey takes me like way back in time when we were small kids. My dad used to work in the industry, though he wasn't directly in tourism,
Yes.
but he was kind of affiliated. So he used to travel a lot, and of course, I used to get a chance to also tag along with him. And he also used to bring a lot of souvenirs from all his trips, because he's been all over East Africa by road.
Oh, wow.
So he used to come back with books about wildlife, about each park, about history. You know, history in Africa is very rich if you look at it.
Yes, it is.
So I used to just read those books, and I think eventually the passion or the drive just came in me, and I just felt like this is what I was born to do, you know.
That's nice to hear. So, as you've traveled a lot, we're going to talk about a park that I'm pretty sure you also like. I don't know if it's one of your favorites, the world famous Maasai Mara Game Reserve. What would you share with us about this park?
Well, you are right, it's one of my favorite parks. One of my favorite.
Okay.
I still have one that I still consider that my best place.
Okay.
But we'll talk about it next time.
Next time, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So Maasai Mara Game Reserve. I mean, definitely the name Maasai Mara is from the Maasai tribe.
Yeah.
The Maasai people speak the Mara language. So Mara itself means spotted. So if you look at Mara, it's like a big carpet of savanna grassland, and then we've got the single, what we call the balanite trees. So when you have an aerial view of the landscape,
Yeah.
it looks spotted. So that's how the name came about.
Mara.
Yeah, spotted.
Okay.
In terms of logistics, if you look at it from Nairobi, it's about 280 kilometers, roughly.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's special. Now we have a brand new road.
Yes.
It takes you to one of the main gates, which we call Sekilani.
Yeah.
So you have a smooth ride from Nairobi until the gate of the park.
I know, I can't wait to test it.
Trust me, it's good. Before we used to give people what we used to call the free massage, the African
African
massage.
massage.
Unfortunately, now we have to end the spot, so now it's a smooth road. And again, we have daily flights. We have two scheduled flights in a day. We have at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So it's very easy. Connectivity is easy. You can also do a private, you want a private jet, you want a private helicopter. Anything you want can be done.
Can be done.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us apart from the connectivity?
Wow. Maasai Mara is like our little Hollywood. It's how when you go to Hollywood and you see all the stars there,
Yes.
that's what Mara is over here. That's where all the African wildlife stay. We have a good collection, whether it's the big cats, in fact antelopes, we have different types of species. We have what we call bountiful bird life.
Yeah.
And of course we have the Maasai tribe that borders the park, because that's their home, that's their land, so they coexist with wildlife. So that's a very spectacular thing about Maasai Mara. Of course, it shares the same ecosystem with Serengeti.
Yes.
Serengeti is about 14,000 square kilometers, and Mara is about 1,500, roughly.
Yeah.
So you can see the size difference.
Yes.
But Mara is small, it's more special, it's more focused. So, I mean, a game drive is magical. If you fancy watching channels like Discovery Channel or the Animal Planet, 80% of the episodes are shot in Kenya.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yes. And I mean, in Africa, we are about 6 to 7 countries that specialize in wildlife safaris, but Kenya has been given that much audience because it's special. It's very special. We do a lot of conservation, so our parks are quite natural and wild.
Okay. You've mentioned that a park and a reserve. I'm sure guys would like to know what's the difference between a park and a reserve.
Yeah, you see, in Kenya we have different categories because we have national parks, we have game reserves, and we have private reserves, or which we call private ranches.
Yeah.
The main focus here is national parks are run by what we call the Kenya Wildlife Service.
Mm-hmm.
It's a government-run organization, and they do a brilliant job. They are the ones who enforce, I would say, measures on conservation. They look after the wildlife because they are the rangers out there.
Yes.
They do a lot of projects which you could say benefit the wildlife and also the communities that live around there.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at a national reserve, for instance, like Maasai Mara or Samburu,
Yeah.
it's run by the county.
Mm-hmm.
So the county means the people. So the people come together collectively and they run that place. So they benefit from everything that happens over there.
For that.
But one of the main differences to note is that in national parks, we don't allow any human activity because it's fenced.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to a game reserve, it's not fenced.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open. So the community, because they're also part of the landowners, they're allowed to come in with their herds of cows because you understand the Maasais are mostly pastoralists.
Yes, they are.
And likewise for the Samburu
Mm-hmm.
people. So they're allowed to come in when there's tough conditions for food. They're allowed to bring their herds in so they can graze in the park.
Okay.
Of course, at specific hours. It's not just, you don't just walk in anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. All right, so it's good to know about the differences. I'm sure everyone appreciates that. Tell me, I know you're a keen traveler. You love traveling to the parks. What are your two most favorable or your best sightings?
Well, that's a tough question. But I think I have two experiences that are close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite stuck over there.
Uh-huh.
One I would say is at one time I spotted 6 leopards.
Six?
In one day. Yes.
Seriously?
6 leopards.
Wow.
So I was like over the moon. I was like a small kid who's excited to be in the toy section. and I just wanted to stay in each spot, but every time I look at the watch, I'm like, nah, let's move on. Let's see what else can we see out there.
Uh-huh.
And that's it. It was magical. You leave one leopard, you get another leopard.
So it was in 6 different places.
Yes.
You saw 6 different
6
leopards.
in one day. And I would tell people and they'll be like, no way. But
How lucky were you?
I was over the moon, like I said. So for me, it was quite good.
Wow.
So that is one thing that has stuck to my heart. I mean, I love the leopard. The leopard represents a lot. I mean, if you're looking at in terms of power, you're looking at stealth, you're looking at intelligence. To me, that is a beautiful cat that has all the beautiful features you want.
Yes, I believe that. We have pictures as souvenirs.
Well, you can, yeah. I mean, you come in there, you can see the office is full of leopards. My room is full of leopards.
Okay.
I mean, not leopards, portraits, pictures. I mean, you can also see in our vehicles we have a leopard logo all over.
Yes.
So yes, I'm in love with the leopard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And your second one?
The second one was, I think, very unexpected.
Uh-huh.
During a morning game drive, in fact, we were going to check out a place, and on the way, we spotted 4 wild dogs.
I've never seen a wild dog on my trips.
Precisely. And when I would tell people I saw it at this spot, they would be like, no, you're making it up. I mean, I have pictures, so at least I could prove it.
Yeah.
But that was nice, just seeing the 4 dogs.
Yeah.
The problem with the wild dogs is you need to be quite fast because they're always on the move.
Okay.
It's a very interesting, it's more like a dog, you know. It's quite interesting because they have to feed 3 times a day.
Okay.
It's the only animal that does that, so you need to be very keen, you need to be quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was lucky to just at least spend, I think, an hour with them. That was good enough for me.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And any other animal that fascinates you apart from, I know leopard's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which other one would fascinate you or would say is interesting?
Okay, this may come as a surprise to you.
Uh-huh.
It's not very beautiful. Not many people really love looking at them. But to me, it's a very important mammal. We call them the spotted hyenas.
Hyenas?
Hyenas, yes.
What makes them so fascinating?
I mean, I'll tell you for sure one thing is within Africa we have 3 different types of hyenas.
Uh-huh.
So I think they're more categorized like above the equator and below the equator. So in Kenya, we have both of them. We have the spotted and the striped hyena, which of course the striped is quite rare. So if you're lucky, you will definitely spot them. The habits are quite different from the spotted one. And from Ethiopia going up, we have what we call the brown hyena. It's just brown in color. It has no spots. It has no stripes.
Wow.
But to me, I come back to the spotted hyena. To me, that's a very important mammal because one, they're scavengers.
Yes.
But we also call them the garbage collectors.
Why?
Because thanks to those leopards, today our parks are clean. Remember, we don't have workers who go and clean the park.
Yes.
But their job is to clean. So they clean all the dead animals. They eat all the bones. According to a hyena, is supposed to eat anything and everything.
Yeah.
So in fact, the hyena has a partner. And they somehow work together at times.
Really?
Okay, again, it's not a pleasant thing to look at. I mean, unfortunately, no one wants to take pictures of those poor guys. We call them the marabou storks. You must have seen them.
I have.
They're massive birds, and when they open their wings, it spreads up to 2 meters wide.
Yeah, they're
so
huge.
It's quite huge.
Yeah.
But their diet is quite different because even they eat mostly bones. They enjoy crushing bones because they have a whole system in their body that has acid that allows them to crush all this. So these two work hand in hand. So you can see, as much as the hyena, people don't like the hyena, but for our ecosystem, he's creating the perfect balance. So we need the hyena over there.
Wow. I'm speechless. I never thought hyenas would be that important.
Apparently they are. You know, everyone knows them for their wicked laugh.
Yes.
But you see, they laugh because either they're laughing at us, or either they're just happy. They're just happy guys, you know. Because when they see food, the first thing they do is they laugh.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
Well, I've tried to study them a bit. When they even see dead meat, the first thing they do is they laugh. So are they laughing at the animal because it died, or are they just laughing because they're happy they found food?
Free food.
Well, we always need people who want free stuff, so we have them out there. And it's quite nice if you want to see hyenas. Mostly, okay. Hyenas have one problem: short memory.
Oh.
Yeah. So they tend to forget very fast. So that's why I wouldn't say they're successful hunters. But yes, they have the strongest jaw, stronger than a lion. So that's why they can crush bones.
Oh.
They're good at that. The problem, the speed doesn't really support them, because if you look at the body shape and all that, it's quite different.
Yes, they are.
So sometimes what happens is they decide to chase, let's say, an antelope, for instance.
Yeah.
Midway, they will see something else and forget why they were running in the first place. So they tend to lose out on food very much. But yes, I support them and I love them. So thanks a lot, leopards, for looking. I mean, thanks, hyenas, for doing a good job out there.
Wow, that's an insight I don't think anybody knew about hyenas. I think I would have just passed it and gone over. You mentioned the bird life. What can you tell us about the bird life in Mara?
Okay, definitely it is a bird watching spot out there. We have roughly over 80 species of birds, different types of birds.
Yeah.
But I want to concentrate more on what we call birds of prey.
Okay.
Yeah. That is definitely something people need to see out there, because we have spectacular eagles. Like the biggest eagle we have is a martial eagle. And that's one of the best places to see them, because number one, it's open grassland.
Yes, it is.
So you always, sometimes you're lucky to see them coming down to pick up either a dik-dik or a baby impala.
Is that how strong they are?
They're very strong. In fact, they say theoretically a martial eagle can carry a small child, like a little child, and fly away with the child, if it was to get that opportunity, of course. But you know, here we're born smart, so we know how to look after ourselves from a very young age. So it's not that bad. But that's the strength they possess.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely a very majestic bird to see out there. The other one I would highly recommend, I mean, I know you're crazy about snakes, you love snakes. We have what we call the snake eagle.
Really? We had to touch the topic of snakes.
Well, we gotta talk about it. Eventually we gotta talk about it.
Yes,
but yes, the snake eagle is also something special to watch. It's amazing because when you're doing a game drive, you always see them perched on a tree.
Yes.
So when they're perched up on a tree, they're basically scanning. So it tells you about their eyesight. They're scanning from up there, and the moment they see a snake, that's it. They will just come straight down. I've seen a snake the snake eagle take a puff adder.
Isn't that one of like the very poisonous, deadliest snakes?
Pretty much, yes. I mean, for me, that was also a very interesting sight because we were just driving and we saw the eagle perched up, and next thing we just saw it moving down.
Yeah.
And it just landed on the ground. We're like, no, there must be something there. And when we got there, it was ripping the puff adder.
Oh my God.
Mercilessly. So, I mean, the eagles of Mara, definitely, it's something, everyone has to check them out.
Wow.
And not forgetting, we have a bird called the secretary bird.
I've heard of that and I've seen it. It's a very beautiful bird in its own way.
It is. It's got like different kind of features inbuilt, you know. So if you look at it, it like represents different kind of birds.
Yeah.
But if you look at the way it's okay, the name secretary came in because during the colonial days, back in the days, that's how secretaries used to dress. And you remember they used to write with feathers and ink and all that?
Yes.
So that's why you find at the head of the bird, we've got like few feathers, like plucking out, you know, standing out.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically that's it.
Oh.
But they also, part of their diet are also snakes.
Okay.
Because they have long legs.
Yes.
So it allows them to step on snakes. Like they try and crush them or they try and kill them. But if it doesn't work in their favor, they pick the snake up, they fly with it mid-air, they let go of the snake. Then again they come back down, and the snake is not dead, again they will pick it up and take it back up. So I think half of the time the snake must be dying of a heart attack because they don't fly.
Of course. Must be thinking, damn, I'm done for today.
So, yeah, I mean, there are lots of birds. There are lots of birds. In terms of eagles, we have different kind of species. We have definitely owls.
Yes.
So Mara is spectacular. Of course, for bird lovers, we have different kind of birds. From the smallest bird you're looking at up to the mightiest birds you can see in Mara.
I think that sounds quite fascinating for bird lovers.
For bird watchers, definitely. You just need your book, you need a set of binoculars, and you're happy. You just go and park next to a tree. We've done that with a couple of clients who are crazy about bird watching, and that's it. You can spend the whole day in one spot.
Wow.
But when they come back, they're happy because they have a whole chart of what they saw.
Exactly. That's so interesting. I mean, one place offers you so much to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've heard about the interesting things or your favorite stuff. Tell us, apart from the normal game drives that one would do in Mara, what other activities can a traveler do while in Mara?
Oh, we have a couple of options over there. One definitely is a must experience for everyone. Is a balloon safari.
Yeah, but they're magical.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's quite magical. Yeah, you have to wake up very early in the morning, so it's the wee hours of the morning, and then you're taken to the balloon site. After that, you have your balloon flight. The balloon flight is amazing because when you start with sunrise.
Wow.
And sunrise from up there, it's outstanding.
I can't believe that.
Oh yeah, because you get to see lots of hills and you see the sun like trying to burst out of the hills. So I think for photography, it's a nice spot. Secondly, you're seeing animals with an aerial view. So you're just floating above them. Sometimes you get to see big cats. Sometimes you get to see big herds of elephants. You go all over the Mara River. So you go with the meandering river and you get to see crocodiles and hippos busking down. So it's amazing. And then it ends with a beautiful bush breakfast, or we call it a champagne bush breakfast, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that must be fantastic.
It's like an open air restaurant, and you just have wildlife all around you. So that should be on everyone's bucket list, I would say.
Master?
Oh yeah.
Balloon safari followed by the champagne breakfast.
Oh yeah, must. Especially the balloon part, oh yeah. So that's one good activity I would recommend.
Okay.
The other one, as I mentioned earlier, it's you're in Maasai Mara. We have the Maasai tribe over there.
Yes.
So they have small villages on the borders of the park, or maybe you could say the outskirts of the park.
Yeah.
So here you get a chance to go meet the chief or the elder of the tribe. He talks about his people. He talks about how they live, how they have responsibilities, how they share out responsibilities. So basically they live in small areas we call boma, which is their house. It's made of mud mixed with cow dung.
Yeah.
And then they have the central part, which is like a central bank, but that's where they keep all their cows.
Yeah.
So when you look at the herd, when you look at the village itself, you'll understand how they protect the cows.
Yes.
So the cows are very sacred for the Maasai people because they believe they came walking down with it from the sky.
Interesting.
So Maasais believe all cows in the world belong to them, so they will go and take all of them one day.
Okay.
So that's a nice activity. The other one, it's more interactive. We take you for a walk. It's called a guided walk. So you walk through the park. We have certain areas we're allowed to do such kind of activities.
Okay.
It's quite different because you get to experience something out of the norm. When you're doing a game drive, you're more seated, more relaxed. But this one now you're walking. So you get to learn about flora, fauna, footprints, droppings of different animals, territorial markings. So I think it's very educative.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, so that's something also I would highly recommend.
Okay.
And we have one crazy one which we like doing a lot. It's we call it a culture experience.
Yeah.
So we dress you up as a Maasai, take you to a village, and we try and separate the men from the women, of course depending on the group size.
Yes.
And the men get to do what the Maasai guys do on a day-to-day basis. And likewise for the women, they do the easy part, like you have to fetch water from the river, you have to collect firewood, you're taught how to make a hut.
That's easy.
Pretty easy, yeah.
Pretty easy.
We do the hard part, we have to take the cows for a walk.
In the wild.
And then we have to like do some spear throwing, some archery, So ours is a bit technical,
All right, yeah.
But these are nice things for people to try out of the norm, It's not just a game drive every day.
Yes.
Of course, a game drive is special because one thing we say is no two game drives are going to be the same.
That's very true.
Yeah, it's always a surprise, it's a suspense, you don't know what's waiting for you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, if budget allows, there's something also we try and offer as an extra incentive or a package. One is we take you fishing to the famous Lake Victoria. That's the biggest lake in Africa.
Yeah.
So we have flights, we fly you from Mara to one of the islands over there. You spend the day over there, you go for fishing.
Yeah.
They have the biggest Nile perches you have ever seen in your life. The size of a shark.
Really?
It grows that big. So,
are you serious?
Very serious.
Wow.
It's more of a sport fishing area. So if you're lucky, you get one of the big fishes, you can cook it yourself, or you can ask them to cook for you the way you want to have it. Then you come back to the lodge in the evening. So it's more of a day activity.
Okay.
And something more interesting, if you can afford it, is a helicopter safari to Mount Kenya. So we take you to the top of the mountain. We have a small lake over there. It's called Lake Alice.
Yeah.
So we take you over there and you get to catch the trouts. We call them the rainbow trout. Yeah.
Heard of those. Oh, that's quite interesting. So guys, you have a lot of options you can do while in Mara. You mentioned about game drives. Can you expand a bit more on the type of game drives you offer?
Yeah, sure. Well, as we said, Mara is big in size.
Yes.
I mean, so it means that there are many areas for you to explore, to check out. And a game drive is all about looking for animals. Remember, you're going through different areas, different territories, so you have to look for the wildlife.
Yeah.
So we have 3 options we like recommending to people. So one, you're doing the traditional way of going for a morning game drive. You come back to the lodge and have your breakfast and you spend the day at the lodge and you go back in the afternoon for another game drive.
Yeah.
Now that's good for someone who wants to also have time at leisure.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to work or just take a nap.
Yeah.
The other option is you have early breakfast. You leave in the morning. You do a half-day game drive.
Yes.
And you come back for hot lunch at the lodge. And then again you go back at about 3 o'clock for your afternoon game drive.
Okay.
The third option is you have early breakfast and you spend the full day in the park. So we carry picnic boxes, so you're going to have a picnic lunch by the Mara River as you get to see all the crocodiles and hippos watching you from the other side.
Timing.
Oh yeah.
Looking at the food.
I'm not sure if it's the food or if it's you. But you see, this are nice options for people to choose.
Yes.
So we're not strict, we're not firm. We don't tell you have to do it like this. We keep it open for you to choose.
Yeah.
It's your holiday. You decide what you want to do and how you want to do. We give you the ideas and you pick up what suits you best.
Suits you best. That's perfect. You've mentioned those beautiful places to see, the fantastic animals and everything. Is this what made you go into photography?
Oh, wow, that's that's a good one. Yeah, you could say that. I've had the opportunity to escort some photographers on safari.
Okay.
And they were like big photographers. And I was part of the team, so I also got some ideas here and there. And I think ideas just came in from there because I was literally showing them the spots, where to park, where to be, where to go.
Yeah.
And it just came in. And after that, it's been a non-stop journey for me. I enjoy my photography. So when I'm not behind the desk, I'm in the bush, looking for all the animals.
So would you say Mara has some perfect places to get good photos?
Oh, brilliant. Outstanding. You're looking at scenery. So if you're looking at scenic beauty, Mara has it. Because like I said earlier, we have the savanna grassland.
Yes.
But we also have what we call the rolling hills.
Yes.
So you look at the background, you have nice, beautiful hills running across. So that forms a beautiful color, a beautiful portrait. So landscape photography is amazing. Of course, wildlife, you can't compare it. It's beyond words. The best sunsets in the world, definitely Mara is one of them. Definitely. Because you can always get the backdrop of a beautiful balanite tree, and you always go wildlife either at the back or at the front, and of course the sun setting from the backside. So it's amazing because it's more of a flat kind of area, depending which part of Mara you are in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite magical.
I think we can say that for sure after seeing the number of pictures you come back with.
Well, it's a crazy passion now.
But I think it's your pictures speak itself. If somebody has not seen any of the places, his pictures would definitely show you what you're looking at. Thank you. You know. So I know right now we're in the period of the migration. Yeah, in Mara. What would you tell our viewers about the migration or?
Wow, that's it's the eighth wonder of the world. So definitely everyone needs to see that, experience it, see how the migration comes in big numbers. We normally first get the first group, what we call the scouts.
Yeah.
So they normally just come and check what's the situation on the ground. Because the idea that the whole thing that brings them here is the grass.
Yes.
So we call it the redwood grass. So that's what they normally come to feed. And if you see the timing, it's right after our short rains.
Yes.
I mean our rainy season.
Yeah.
So there's enough food for them to come and enjoy.
Yes, definitely.
So they come in big herds. We approximate between 1.5 to 2 million wildebeests.
That's a
when
lot.
the full group is over, and we expect about 400,000 zebras along with them.
That's quite a big number.
It's huge. So when you're in Mara, you just get to hear noise everywhere as they're grazing. They just keep making noise, and it's one of the times when you see when our lands become quite big, fat, and lazy. Because if you think about it, there's food everywhere.
I know, you just turn and you turn.
It's like a free buffet. You just have to put your hand up and you get a wildebeest, you know. So I think our cats enjoy that, whether it's the lions, whether it's the cheetahs. Like we have these 5 brothers right now. We call them the Tanobora.
Yeah.
Their hunting is amazing because they hunt together as 5 brothers.
That's quite unique.
It is. I mean, it's spectacular. Everyone loves it. So whoever goes to Mara is like, I want to see the 5 brothers.
Yes.
So you get to see them hunting all the time. So they can take at least a wildebeest down.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But the lions, of course, enjoy the crocodiles, have a fiesta when the migration is crossing the river. Could you see the whole idea of crossing a river? You must have seen a clip of them crossing.
Yes, I have.
Sometimes they take big leaps from a very high area and you wonder why they're doing that.
Yes.
It's because they come and form a traffic. They all come and they congregate in one spot. So the one behind pushes the one in front, and the pushing goes on until the first one has to make that move because now he has nowhere to step. So that's how the migration starts, crossing the river. And the crocs,
they have a fiesta.
Oh, sometimes you see we have some which they hunt, but we also have wildebeest who sometimes just drown.
Yes.
So we have we call them the floating tables. So you see most of the birds, like the vultures, they would just come and perch on one of the wildebeest and enjoy a fiesta as it's floating.
Yeah.
So it's fiesta for everyone. It's how nature works. It's a cycle of survival.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I hear we have quite the Nile crocodiles. Is that what they're called? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Quite big.
At least they grow up to 6 meters. We've seen the ones up to 6 meters. So they are massive dinosaurs, you know. Because I think it's one of the reptiles that has existed from the time of the dinosaurs. So they are big and lethal. Very lethal, yeah.
Of course.
So sometimes you get to a river and you just see the water is so calm and you can't see anything. And when the migration just touches the water,
yes,
you will see about 40 crocs from nowhere.
Oh, so they're silent killers, or is that what you would say?
That's the right word. That's what they are.
And I know the Mara River holds a lot of importance
Oh yeah,
for the ecosystem.
definitely. Survival depends on the water. A water body is quite important, especially for Mara, because we get our water coming from an area we call the Mau Forest.
Yeah.
So it starts from there, it comes into Mara. Of course, it channels through different areas of Mara. The name may change of the river. Each area calls it in its own way.
Yes.
But it is a Grand Mara River. Eventually, it deviates. One part goes into Serengeti, and we have one part that goes all the way to Lake Victoria.
So it's a huge river.
It's a mighty river. So it's very important. So you can see it also feeds Lake Victoria.
It does.
Oh,
it
yeah.
does. Wow, that's quite interesting, I must say. I don't think certain things that I would have ever thought, especially on the hyenas. But thank you so much for this insight and for joining us on this episode. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. But knowing that you're a keen traveler and keen lover of nature, it's been quite an insight hearing about these details. So we'd like to recommend a few of the places where you can stay while you're in Mara. And start off with the boutique category, where we would recommend Olonana Sanctuary Camp. It has 14 suites and one private luxury suite called the Geoffrey Kent Suite. This one, if you're a person who's looking for privacy and you can afford to spend that much, it's an out of this place suite. It has its own infinity pool as well, and a lot of space around it. They also have a different swimming pool, main dining area. It has a lounge, a spa, and Wi-Fi is also available. Do you have any thoughts about Olonana for us?
I love it. It's a special place. It's built beautifully. I mean, if you're looking at the work done on it, the color theme.
Yes.
I mean, the moment you just walk into that property, you feel like you've landed. You're at the right place. It's by the Mara River. So we have a couple of hippos down there. So when you're sitting by the bar area or the veranda, you get to see all the hippos down introducing themselves to you. The rooms, I think you would not even leave the room. Let's start from there. You would just be stuck in the room. The bathroom is, I don't know, it's as big as a room.
Yeah, that definitely, I don't think I'd come out, but you would be more interested in the wildlife, huh?
I'm a bush guy, I prefer the bush. But yeah, the bathroom has a beautiful big window, the size of the bathroom, and it's overlooking the river, and you have a big tub over there. So you're sitting in a tub and you're just seeing the Mara River.
That must be a sight.
It is. The room, I don't even know how to start with the room. It's everything to detail. The furniture, the color, everything has been planned fantastically well. So I would say it's the best property in Mara, in my opinion.
That's perfect. Then we have the 5-star category. We would recommend Sarova Mara Tented Camp. Now, this one has about 71 tents, which are divided into standard and club. And they also have 2 family tents. They have a main restaurant and bar, a spa, swimming pool, a mini library. I know they have an area for outdoor games, within the compound, as well as board games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Your take on Sarova, sorry?
In fact, you talked about the pool, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the pool, it's shaped like the paw of a lion.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, that's how it's shaped. Wow. So it's nice. They have a big garden, very nice, well-maintained garden, so you can do archery over there.
Yeah.
They have a couple of games you can keep yourself entertained.
For kids as well.
Exactly. So when you're out of the lodge, when you're out of a game, you can just come and hang out over there.
Yes.
You can do that. You've talked about the rooms.
Yes.
The rooms, if you look at the club tent, it's something else. It's beautiful the way it's done. It's a tent, but they put a glass door. So it also gives you a bit of you could say comfort. Yeah. Knowing that you have a door, you have a zipper. The starter tents, in fact, since last year they've started renovating the tents. So the new tents they're coming up with is something. It's something to see. Oh yeah.
Okay, so our recommendation would definitely go in.
Oh yeah, and for food lovers, you would go crazy for choice.
Yeah, we do love our food.
Especially for dessert lovers. I think they just have variety is unbelievable.
Oh, so that is good.
Oh,
so, I mean, when you're on holiday, apart from looking at where you're going, food is another thing that you're always tasting. So has to be important.
It's a weakness. It's a big weakness. But yeah, of course, when you're out there, you're supposed to enjoy.
Yes.
You're coming to Kenya, you want to taste local cuisine. You want to, of course, you're getting international cuisine.
Yes.
But you also want to try what's special about our food.
Exactly.
We have different kind of foods.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
it's nice. So Sarova, definitely I would recommend it as a beautiful property. Yep. Okay,
then for 4-star, we're talking about 2 properties we want to recommend. One being Mara Simba Lodge. It has quite a big number of rooms. It has 101 rooms, which are divided into rooms and tents. The main restaurant, the bar, the lounge, swimming pool, and they also have a gift shop.
Sure.
Any insight on this place?
I think Simba works well for people who are keen on having a stone structure as a room.
Okay.
I mean, I would personally love going to a camp because at least you can hear everything that goes on outside at night,
Yes.
But of course, for a lodge, it's a very good option. The rooms are beautiful. It's quite well structured.
Yes.
You have interconnecting rooms, so even if it's families, they can still be together. So the property is nice. It's quite well spread. They've used the space quite well. It's not clustered together. You don't feel like you're suffocating.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful property all in all. The rooms are magnificent. And they also have some tents, by the way.
Yeah.
Further down along the river,
Yes.
they also have...
a few tents.
Yeah, they have some tents there.
Perfect.
Nice.
So the other 4-star property we want to recommend is Base Camp Explorer. This is a small eco camp which has about 17 tents, a restaurant and bar, and a lounge area.
Sure.
Yeah. What your thoughts on this place?
I love Base Camp. I mean, it's a beautiful property. It's along the Talek River. In fact, it's right across Base Camp. So they're just divided by the river, which we call the Talek River, which is part of the Mara River. So they have nice tents, quite well spaced out from one to the other one. It's an eco camp. They have an indoor shower and they have an outdoor shower. So if you fancy having an outdoor shower, it's also possible over there. The food is amazing. So it works very well for a small property that also looks after clients' interests, because being small, that means it's more personalized.
Yes, it is.
So I would recommend Base Camp as a fantastic property. Of course, you need to understand the concept of eco to go to Base Camp.
Okay.
Because there's some things you will not get in Base Camp, like they don't have a swimming pool.
Yes.
Because they're not trying to really interfere with the environment. Yeah. But it's a special place. They've recently done up their restaurant.
Yes.
So now it's more of a beautiful structure taken right at the edge of the river bank. So you're sitting up and the river is flowing down. So it's beautiful. I love it.
Okay, perfect. Is there any other place you personally would like to just name?
There's a special place, a 4-star property. Very soon we want to bring that on board.
Okay.
We're working with them right now. We call this the Olingoti Eco Camp. It's a beautiful product. It's a beautiful property. They have about 11 tents, luxury tents, and they have how many? They have about 6 cottages. So the cottages is supposed to be a replica of a Maasai boma. But of course, this being a property, it's more finer. It's got a beautiful touch. It's got beautiful furniture. The color theme is just outstanding.
Okay.
So this is something new we're going to bring in very soon. It's a place to look out for. And I think I'll fall in love with the place. So that's our new baby we're bringing on board with us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, I'd like to say thank you for all your insights, your input, the info. I think it's opened people's minds to know what is there in Mara, and we hope you'll join us again for another episode with, I know you love reading, so there's a lot you can tell us about different places in East Africa.
Yeah.
And I don't know, would you have something to say?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for having me on board. I mean, like I said, you've been doing a good job so far. So I've always been just sitting and watching and seeing what you're doing. But of course, I like talking about our country. I like talking about different areas, what we have in terms of culture, in terms of definitely nature. Nature plays a big role. So for me, it's always a pleasure to share the knowledge I have. Yes, I do a lot of reading, but it's not just for myself. I believe if you read, you should also share it out.
Exactly.
So everyone can also be part of that dream. Africa is just a dream. It's just full of beautiful things, beautiful places to see.
Yes.
So we want everyone to be part of this journey and come and see what we really have going on in Kenya, in Tanzania, and definitely Uganda and Rwanda. Okay. So for me, it's just to say thank you so much. And I hope the information will help you to understand Maasai Mara much better.
I think it's opened my eyes on a lot of things as well. I have been there a few times, but certain things I think we tend to overlook or take it for granted. But it's been an eye opener. So thank you once again. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for our next episode of Safari Frame next week. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe and thank you for watching.